Hello everybody, welcome to Clean Valley Farms. Today we are doing a little work expanding the orchard. As I was hoping yesterday and may have mentioned on my Sundays in the Garden video on the main channel, we were hoping to get some cherry trees. Those did get dropped off. Actually, we got two types of cherries. One is apparently a bit of a vining bush and blowing away in front of me in the wind, and the other is a bit of a tree. So let's take a look at those, and as an added bonus, Chox found us a rhubarb here on the property. So up here we can see the one cherry type. This is the vining or bush type cherry. It's got a nice little bit of root coming off there, a little bit coming off here, but it is broken there. So I think, as the wind kicks up, sorry about the wind sounds that I know my camera loves to pick up. But anyway, I think we're going to cut this in a few different places and try and get a few different cherry bush starts. If you happen to know the name of a cherry that bushes or vines, throw it down below. I'll look it up, see if it's this one. Let's get started on cutting that up. So now that I've done my cuts here, I'm just going to plant this with this root cluster. It should be more than enough to support these couple little twigs. Then we've got another cutting, large root cluster. I may have to cut that down a little bit, but we shall see. And since it looks like this is so happy to produce roots out the side of the twigs, I have a bunch more cuttings that I took off of that one, and I'm just going to put them into a shopping bag with some soil. Hope they grow. So on the porch here, we've got the leftovers from the El Jefe pepper. I'm just going to shove this one straight into the ground. Gets a couple hours light here, not too much. We'll see how that does. Then over here we have one of those reusable cloth shopping bags. I'm just going to put these smaller cuttings right down here. Let's grab one of them. Kind of on their side, because it looks like these want to shoot upwards. So I'm just going to let them. It's going to be a nightmare if these do grow to transplant them out, but that's, you know, the way things generally work around here. Two hands will make this easier. So I've got 5 different little twigs all stuffed in there from that one cutting we were given. Hopefully at least one of them will root, we'll see. Definitely going to need to come by and water these this evening. Not sure I trust the reports of rain on the way. And then for these two that already have root systems forming on them, even though they are just tiny little bushes, I'm just going to put them into a planter, into a bucket, let them establish themselves a little bit while I figure out where in the yard they're going. Just going to grab some of the soil here from where I've been digging up in the tomato patch, fill that in a little bit. So those 2 stems hopefully will produce me 3 different bushes, because there's a bit of space here, and a little root packet there, a little root packet there. I'm hoping that'll grow up and I can cut it. But I think we'll just put this by the bunker garden for now, until the squash says it needs to be moved. Alright, cherry bushes, very cool. And then here along the row of bushes we have a cherry tree that I'm going to put down, replace one of these troublesome trees that's still left. I'm just going to cut off most of these lower branches here and bury this in where I pulled up that troublesome tree. It turned out to not be an apple tree after all. But I've still got some cuttings going on those, so never give up hope, right? Alright, pull those out. Fill it back in. Never happened. Got a little bit of extra soil here, but that's fine. Cover that back up, make a mess again, my nice neat pile, because I don't really care. And let's go check out that rhubarb Chox found. Alright, so just down here you can see the cutest little rhubarb of all time. Chox found this just yesterday or the day before. We're going to transplant this into an unused corner of the onion bed as the dog checks it out. So we'll get back to you when we're putting it in the corner of the onion bed. Okay, so this little tiny rhubarb turned out to have a pretty sizable root attached to it. Hopefully that's going to help us grow a nice big rhubarb out of this, but we shall see. So, into the ground it goes. So I've just prepared a small hole here. I've pulled up as much of the weeds out of here as I could easily. You know, I could spend all day doing it, but I'm not gonna. And then I'm just gonna mound this puppy back in. And once again, probably steal some more extra soil from that tomato garden, just to help give it a nice little mound. Actually, that's not too bad. I might just leave it like that. So there we go. So in one day we've managed to add a few different cherry bushes, which ought to be interesting. Hopefully they'll grow. A cherry tree, and we've moved the rhubarb that Chox found just a couple of days ago to add that little bit more flavor to the homestead. So I'm really excited about how things are shaping up. We may have blueberries over there. The neighbor across the way was saying we could come grab some strawberry runners and some raspberry canes. So it's getting very exciting here on the farm. Stick around and we'll all find out how this goes together. I'll see you guys next time. Have a fantastic day.